Hello and welcome to another edition of Meet the Members. I'm Pete Braley here at the First Congregational Church of Fairhaven, UCC. Could be an interesting interview here today as my guest is my wife, Priscilla. Hello.
Hello.
In my note, I didn't write anything because I pretty much know the answers. But anyway, other people do not. So first of all, how long would you say you have been coming here?
We've been coming here since Sarah was 2, so 35 years.
Wow. We had all 4 kids here. I keep saying we. I should get to know you. That's what this is all about. So you've done a number of things in the church, haven't you?
Yes. I, along with Sandy Daly, ran the Vacation Bible School for years, and that was always a very busy but very fun week that we did every July for a number of years. I was a Sunday school teacher. I directed the children's choir for several years. I've been a choir member.
Confirmation class.
Oh, yeah. I did confirmation class with you for several years. And we did a lot of mission work with the Heifer Project Farm out in Rutland, Massachusetts.
Right, which unfortunately is not there anymore.
I know.
Yeah. Let's go back. Tell people a little bit about you. You grew up in Dartmouth, right?
I did. I was raised by my grandparents in Dartmouth, and we attended the Smith Mills Church for a number of years out there. So I've always gone to church and gone to Sunday school. Mm-hmm. And then we moved over to the Lund's Corner Church. They were following a minister, Reverend Cole, Pamela Cole. And then you and I got married at Smith Mills Church. And then when we started having children, we wanted to go to a church in our community. So that's how we ended up here, so that the kids could have friends in the church that they were growing up in.
Yeah, we had a friend in Dartmouth, Linda Lally. She had some very good insight about that, right?
She did. She had some very good words of wisdom that it's nice to have your kids go to the same church in the same town that they're going to go to school with their church friends, so that when life gets a little challenging for them or they have some choices to make, they can lean on their church friends to make hopefully good choices.
You've always been musical, right? In high school, you were with the band.
I was. I started playing flute when I was 8 years old. And, you know, Dartmouth is a powerhouse for music. And so I was in all the bands and orchestras and ended up in the high school band. And that was a lot of fun.
And you were the drum major.
I was, my junior and senior year. So you played an instrument, but you also conducted the marching band.
That could be intimidating for some, I would think. But you welcomed it or what?
Yeah, no, I liked it.
The Dartmouth band was in every competition, it seems.
Oh, we did a lot of competitions. We did some fun trips. We went to the 1980 Olympics in Lake Placid.
Right,
and we performed there. So that was fun.
And your feet still bother you when it's cold?
Yeah, a little bit of frostbite we did a performance. They had an awards ceremony that we were playing at, and it was on a lake. So we were out there for hours. So, yeah, many of us got cold feet.
Now, people that come to the church now, I assume know that you're a paramedic. We'll get to that in a moment, but that wasn't your first choice. No.
When we got married, I was a travel agent for a number of years, and I very much enjoyed that line of work. And then we started having kids, and I stayed home and was an at-home mom. And then when I got the itch to go back to work, I always was interested in emergency medicine, but I in no way wanted to start medical school at the age of 35. Some people do, but not for me. So I went into EMS, and I took an EMT class at the encouragement of Chauncey Burr, who just retired from the Fairhaven Fire Department. I fell in love with that, and I knew that I wanted to go on to be a paramedic because there are more skills involved, a higher level of helping people. And so I've been doing that ever since.
How does your faith factor into your work? You've told me stories, and in fact, you have a funny story, don't you, about something that Reverend Betty said on a Sunday. You remembered it in the back of an ambulance and made a patient or your partner laugh?
Sometimes we have some very challenging patients, and they're just sometimes not nice. And sometimes it's due to illness or injury. And sometimes they're just not nice. And I have this repeat patient all the time, and he's just not nice. And I was talking to Reverend Betty, like, how do we deal with this? And she said, well, just tell yourself over and over again, they're all God's children. They're all God's children. So I try to say that.
Was it your partner that laughed when you said,
yes,
they're all God's children? That's what they tell me. That's
yes.
So. Do you find coming here on Sunday morning in some way helps you get through your week?
It does. I like to think of it as recharging my batteries. And it's just nice to be ministered to. When I'm out there ministering to others in another sense, it's nice for someone to minister to me and just sit and pray and sing and worship. Mm-hmm. So then I can face whatever the next week brings.
In your words, what has kept you coming to this church?
The big draw for me and for us was that it was a very family-oriented church. It was okay that a baby cried. It was okay that a little boy asked a loud question in the middle of a service. It didn't fluster whoever the minister was at the time. At that time, it was Roger Daly. And they just rolled right along with it. They made families and children feel very welcome. And this church still does. And it's okay to bring a little baggie of goldfish or Cheerios to keep the little ones quiet, or to have Hot Wheel cars running along the back of a pew. It's just accepted here. And not only by the minister, but by the entire congregation. They become your church family, and they in part have a hand in raising your kids.
You could always tell where the Braleys sat. Why was that?
Because after church, we were scurrying to find a vacuum cleaner to clean up the crumbs of Cheerios and goldfish. Occasionally a hidden car underneath the cushion.
So I have to point out, I noticed your earrings there. Tell me about, it's the title of a song, but tell me about how important the Saltwater Gospel is to you.
I just happened on that song one day, and it just kind of goes along with me and my personality, because I have to walk the beach every day.
Even in January,
when it's cold and the tears are flowing, not because I'm sad, but because the wind is hitting me so hard. We're blessed to live where we do, and I can walk that beach every day, but it's my way of, again, recharging, of letting go of whatever's happened on the shift, no matter how sad or horrible what's happened or whatever's going on in life. Or, if I'm at peace, like I am on my days off, it's just nice to walk the beach and say thank you. It's peaceful. It changes constantly. The clouds, the direction of the sun, the direction of the wind, the water. Sometimes it's dead calm, and other times it's choppy, and other times it's just normal. Mm-hmm. So it cleanses me.
Well, thank you for, nice to finally meet you.
Well, it's nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Priscilla Braley, our member this episode on Meet the Members. Until next time, I'm Pete Braley. Take care.